Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 4 of Arc 3 of Better Than Heroes, and I'm Rachel Weeks. I play Klik, the level 9 Tohr-Kreen fighter.
I'm Andrew Ovredahl. I play the level 9 human Warlock, Flute, aka the Windrider.
Hello, my name is Jordan Dahl. I play the Moonboy, a level 9 Moonboy.
My name is Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I Hammerstein, the Artificer.
My name is Harlan Kelly, and I am the Dungeon Master of the game, and I play everybody else.
Before we get started here, a quick reminder, if you love the show and you want to see it continue to improve and grow, please consider being a patron, becoming a subscriber on our Twitch channel. We have lots of great perks to becoming a patron specifically, including a monthly D&D game set in the Better Than Heroes universe on a homegrown planet of Firma Regna. So that happens monthly. If you join at the tier you can get in, you can play with us.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Beyond that, in just a few minutes, we are going to start some 5e Spelljammer inspired Dungeons and Dragons. Our show is live soundtracked by Jason Wardell. You can hear him on the keys. And it is live directed by Case Drury of Tiger Moon Productions. And it is brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers. So hit follow, hit subscribe. We appreciate any support that you can give the show.
Thank you so much.
You're the best.
And tell your friends. Tell them right now.
Do that. Right now.
Call your parents.
Get out of here.
Call your parents.
Call your parents.
It's been so long.
I've got a Space Dungeon and Dragons show.
Call your mother.
Yeah.
Dad, I know we haven't talked in 9 years, but listen.
That thing you said about hugging ghosts, it's real.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Guys, take us into last week's recap.
Last time on Better Than Heroes, aboard the Dinger traveling to Klik's homeworld of Judorian on the planet Garden, Klik was anxious about how she would be received by her clutch when she returned home. She carried a tchotchke made by another, a taboo amongst her people. To further complicate matters, she had sworn an oath to kill the one who had taken her own tchotchke from her. Moonboy used the amulet of non-detection he had taken from his bonding with Dinghomnidris to protect the party's sleeping quarters from Captain Powerface's gaze. Gluck, the Green Kreen teen, quarreled with Relic, the gunner, about who was best equipped to man the Dinger's ballista. They settled the matter with a test of skills, which was corrupted instantly by betting, leading to cheating on all sides. Nevertheless, Relic somehow emerged victorious, hitting his targets perhaps for the first time ever. As the ship moved through Garden's endless tangle of foliage and bramble, Moonboy spotted a hidden hole, which Gluck identified as being made by goblins. A possible shortcut to Judorian through the domain of the Skull Goblin King, who was known for a willingness to occasionally parley with outsiders and for a love of ice cream treats. This inspired K.A.I to start working on a new confection to be used in Goblin Court intrigue. After choosing to take this shortcut, the Dinger came across a goblin cutter, a contraption used to bore holes through Garden's thick vegetation, which bore signs of a froghemoth attack. His magic to create an illusion of another cutter moving ahead of the Dinger, and they indeed came across a froghemoth, dead. The monster had been decapitated, signifying the presence of an unknown, unspeakably dangerous apex predator. Flute changed his cutter illusion into a froghemoth as bait. K.A.I emerged from the kitchen after a true ice cream breakthrough of cosmic significance and unveiled his creation. Then everyone screamed for ice cream. Then everyone screamed again because as the Dinger moved towards a larger cavern, a mind flayer ship, a nautiloid, emerged from the darkness and attacked, passing right through the froghemoth illusion. You scream, I scream, we all scream, for our brains may soon be devoured by squid people. What are mind flayers doing down here? Are they after us? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
You're still hitting the tostada.
Flute, why are you eating?
Oh man.
There are mind flayers.
Okay, that was a close call with the tostada we just had. All right. Here you are, on the precipice of this gnawed-out cavern that the Dinger is tucked into. You see this nautiloid ship burst out of nowhere and attack the illusion, just peanut style, missing the football of this cutter that you put in the middle of the room as it just flies through the illusion. And you see it as it goes through, trying to grasp it with its tentacles, start to arch and turn and circle around it just very quickly. This is all happening instantaneously as it kind of like goes through this illusion and starts to turn around in the room. I would love to know, you all, the crew on your golden ship, kind of tucked away in this corner a little bit, what are you doing?
I think K.A.I is going to shout out, Illithids! And he's going to immediately change from his regular form into his battle form and make his way to the sort of edge of the deck.
The hell is an illithid? Oh, mind flayers! Bah! Moonboy's gonna get on the horn and say something to that effect to the captain. He's gonna say like, "Mind flayers off the port bow." Would you say?
Yes, absolutely. And so it's turning. The ship is kind of turning around, and you hear it go out and go, "What's the move? Are we getting in there? Or are we getting out?"
Cloak, show the belly, cloak.
That's a good idea.
Everybody with a brain, get to me.
Excuse me. Can we use the stone in the bedrooms to protect our brains if we hide together?
I have it. It's right here. And he like kind of pulls the amulet and like chokes himself a little bit.
So just real quick, you all referring to two magical items, and one of them is the skin of the murderoid that got used as like a camouflage canvas that is attached to the ship.
Yes, we encountered a horrible creature disguised as a meteorite, and K.A.I was able to flay it. So
it only works from like the bottom if you're like flying over something, so you'd have to go out into the room and kind of like try and arc above it if you want to pull this off. And then the amulet here is an amulet of non-detection, so it protects you from divination spells. It does not add camouflage to you.
That's sure.
Yeah, I'm only saying those things because you would know both of those things, and I just want you to factor them into your.
Yeah, I think we should totally try to move up high and see if we can cloak.
We can we can go right over them if we're clever and quiet, and we can also, we'd all have to come into the. I suppose we'd all have to come into the. What's the place where the captain jams?
The helm?
The helm?
The helm. Everybody would have to, because the captain would still need to steer. But if I could be there, then I could hide us all, at least our minds, and it would be as though.
Hides our minds from. It just hides us from like scrying spells and stuff.
I know,
the mind flayers will.
No,
that's able to smell our brains.
Well, but that's how they do it.
The Mind Flayer ship has turned itself around and is now canvassing these edges of the room, looking for what has made this illusion. Is just going section by section. You see the tentacles like touching the walls and like moving here and there as it's like a barge moving on each piece of gear.
Do I think that this amulet with non-detection would hide us effectively, hide our brains, our thoughts from these mind flayers?
if that is how they are trying to find you, you don't know how they are trying to find you. So it would hide your thoughts that they were like using some sort of magic or spell to detect if there were people here. Yes,
Sure.
but you don't know how they're using.
I mean,
it. Right now it
that's
seems
too-
like the ship is physically searching the area.
That's visual and scrying that we can get covered if we can all take shelter in the helm.
What was I have two questions. I would know, we would all know that when you're spelljamming, you have like an all-encompassing view outside your ship, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So you can see like everywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
On the edges. Yeah.
Around the edges. And what was the name of Jordan with the PH's character?
Darzig.
Bonus.
I'll whisper to I don't know who's close. Moonboy. I'll be like,
I could make it look like Darzik is zipping away in the opposite direction. That's not a bad idea. They hate that guy. That's a great idea.
Cool. I
So
will
that's-
again cast Major Image. Darzig on his little spelljamming rocket bike is going to emerge as if hidden from the foliage and shoot in the opposite direction of that Mind Flayer ship out of the tunnel.
And Moonboy's gonna be like, "Come on, we've got to go!" And he's gonna start running down to the helm.
Great, Andrew. Can you give me a performance check here? You have to beat a 24.
Well, it
As
was
I rolled
one
a
of the
19.
two things I'm good at. It's performance. I have to beat a 24.
Yep.
I'm warming up my dice. Hang on.
It's Barden time.
Yeah. It's performance time.
Did you see that thing that Clooney shared that was like the guy it was like a rogue trying to disarm a bomb, and it was like rogue, and then it cut to a guy that was just like vibing with some glasses on, and it was like Bard, and everybody starts getting into it. It was very cool.
That'll be a 29 in the performance.
Hot dice.
You see it, the nautiloid shoots after this thing, and goes like whirling down a tunnel on the opposite side of this room after it. But it is hot on its heels, so it's not a hard guess for you to know that you've only bought yourself some time here.
Okay.
Before we'll figure out it is an illusion.
Jam to the ceiling. Try and get above them.
Yeah,
Are you guys?
Well, they
you guys-
they left the
yeah.
cavern, right? They're chasing this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is. I mean, like you have. How long does that spell last?
Up to 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. So I am going to roll kind of like every IRL minute, and as it is trying to catch this illusion.
Great. Yeah, I'll be like, okay, go.
Yeah. I'll follow Moonboy down to the jamming room.
Great, and I'm gonna try to
Jam
gather
cellar.
the others as we go.
Okay, cool. Are you pulling Relic down as well from the ballista shooter?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Gluck, the green Kreen will come with you, no problem. Relic will come with you. Goat and Cobble, obviously.
Gonna get Malazor.
Are heading down there. Yeah.
So we're all gonna stand within 10 feet of each other in the basement.
We're gonna huddle
Tornado
around.
drill.
Dog pile.
Yeah.
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 When you
Pile.
said, Andrew, you said go, 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 go. Like your flute said go, 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 go. Where is the ship trying to go?
I
don't know. I'm not. I mean,
Sorry.
where are we heading? Through this cavern? Isn't there a way out of here?
Can I take a pitch it? I think I have an idea.
Go for it.
Is there a way out of here? That's a good question. Can we get the answer to that first?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There are
Yeah,
there are three.
we're trying to go.
There are three entrances. One that it came out of, one that it just went down, and the one that you all are in.
Okay. So I think we're gonna go to the one that it came out of.
Oh, sorry. And just to clarify, I wanted it to go in the opposite direction. I think that would have been the one that it just shot out of when it went toward the Froghemoth. Like, because I wanted to basically do a 180 and zoom.
You wanted to go back from whence it
Yes.
came?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So that changes things.
Right. We
Yeah, I
want
mean,
to keep
it
going the way that we were going, right? So
we want to
don't
go
get
through the
lost
one
in
the Mind Flayer ship isn't in.
and,
That's the
and
long-
that
Long
one,
story
not that
short.
one, and not the way we came from.
Yeah. If you just
Yeah.
Like,
imagine
there's
it
a
like
reason.
a Mercedes-Benz sign, and in the middle of the connection there is the room that you all
Yes.
are looking into.
Okay,
that
perfect.
The Nautiloid zipped into. It came out of the left arm of the Mercedes-Benz sign. You all came in through the top one.
Got
and
it.
So Flute
right
sent it
bottom
zooming back
one.
down the one that it came from, and you all want to go through the right bottom one.
Through the right bottom one. And I think the way that we're going to do it is, I don't want to tell Goliathan how to Goliathan, but I think kind of a move where we kind of, show the belly towards the Illithid vessel and
Let's
try
gone.
to hide our topside.
Can we?
But
Is it? I have a question.
camouflage
Is it
as best we
possible,
can.
instead of flying up high, showing our belly from to below us, can we fly upside down?
It did
Yeah.
not end
Yes.
well last time we were upside down.
Well, we're in space, so it's kind of upside
I'm
down.
asking
is-
Goliathan. Goliathan, can we go upside down?
My bad.
Yeah, actually, not here, because we're now inside of the planet's gravity.
Okay, never mind. Bad idea. Just keep
In
going.
space we can. In space we
Okay,
can.
just keep going and go up high and use the camouflage.
so one of these.
One of these. The old whoop.
The old whoosh.
Okay, Andrew, I'm gonna have you make a contested check here for the illusion as it goes. It's still, you're focusing on it. It is whirring down this hallway here. I rolled a 17 for the Nautiloid in pursuit. You
I
can
also
add.
rolled a 17.
Let's do it again then. Tiebreaker.
Oof.
And not to narc myself out, but I will say this. I've never been up that tunnel that I just sent Darzig going up. So as soon as he leaves my sight going up that tunnel, I have absolutely no idea
Just
how to fly
crashing
that
into
illusion
things.
through the tunnel. I would just...
Don't worry, I'm
basically
ro-
just be like, go in that direction.
I'm
Yeah.
rolling with advantage. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I got a 19.
Okay, cool. You all have survived at this point right now. Your illusion has survived at this point right now, as it is just kind of like
Okay.
going straight down this tunnel and showing itself enough to bring about the interest of the Nautiloid continue its chase there.
Fudge,
Your
yeah.
ship can zip from one opening to another and hit the tunnel on the other side there. But now that you all are in there, I would like for you to throw one more contested check out.
For the performance?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I'm thinking of... No, I can't make it big enough. Never mind.
Hang on. I can help you. Today's a good day.
What does that mean?
It means I can give you an extra D6.
Okay. Well, that'll do, pig. That's 29.
Okay.
Ooh!
The man can perform.
A moonbeam.
29.
Comes, you are blessed by the kisses of a forgotten moon.
All right. Well,
Flying and
with
performing.
that,
That's Flute's wheelhouse.
yeah. With that, you all head down this tunnel, and you are just focused on this illusion, and you're kind of like, Goliathan is both trying to navigate the ship and keep an eye out behind him here, and there's no lookouts, there's no one communicating any vision with him right now, because you all are all below deck.
I will leave Besna up at the back of the ship so that I can see through Besna's eyes behind us, so that Goliathan can concentrate on.
Also,
the road.
if he's jamming, he can see around, right?
Yes, but he has to navigate the ship through a very small tunnel, and but he doesn't have to be a lookout anymore from behind. So it's just a moment of like difficulty for him that he is expressing. He's just like, oh boy, this one's tight. As he's getting the ship, it goes back into a closer tunnel here, and with Bessner looking out back there, you see nothing behind you, and it seems like, at this moment, at least, you all have shirked the Nautiloid.
Oh my god, great.
We're clear for now.
Holy smokes.
Go, 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 go.
So I guess we're all kind of just yes, are we still outside?
I love that we're all
Goliath's
within
room?
10 feet of each other, watching Flute puppet in his mind, silently puppeting.
He's actually like, I'm just going in straight direction.
Are we able to make it to the helm?
You would have to open the whispering mirror, like the mirror of smoke. So, I do know that someone knows the password to do that, but
Peek.
I imagine you would just you remember it off the bat here, Aaron?
Speak.
Well, shit, guys. Is there anything that you're gonna give me tonight? Holy shit. This is what happens when I got secret GM Ted helping me in the corner here. We don't even get to. Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. I love it. I just get nothing.
When in doubt,
no, it's
turn
awesome.
heel.
You all are very good at this. But so yeah, you now have entered the whole crew. Every member of this ship most of them have never been inside of Goliath's quarters here. You have then opened the mirror and jettisoned them into the helm room, where they are all standing in their various sized jaws, just like wide open as they're staring at Dingham Nidris, the huge helm. And you see Goliathan with his eyes completely white, his eyes completely white and glowing as he sits across the helm, and you see Dingham Nidris' face just kind of peering out from behind him, and Dingham Nidris' eyes look like Goliathan's eyes in this moment when he is connected to it. And you see Goliathan's mouth and Dingham Nidris' mouth move in unison, and they go, "Did we get away?"
It looks
Seems
like we're
like
clear
it.
for now.
Is this Flute's first time seeing Dingham Nidris? I had to go to the bathroom the one time, and then the other time
That's right.
I was sleeping off a hangover. Did I ever come in here?
That is fully your decision. When you were gone, we kind of like maybe put you in the back there, but I think we canonically decided you were in the bathroom, so absolutely yes. Let's just say yes, this is your first time seeing Dingham Nidris.
Yeah, I'll just sort of shocked and floored, like,
I'll introduce my pal.
Moonboy, you told me about it, but this is...
I know. Just try to be cool. Be cool. Come on. Summon up a little Windrider.
I'm fine.
Dingham Nidris. This is the guy I was telling you about. He's several people at once.
As am I. And it's also Cobble and Goat and Stinky Relic and the newest member of our crew, Gluck. How wonderful. It's like meeting characters and stories for me, as I have watched you all about the ship for so long. Disgusting, says Cobble.
Where's Malazor?
Where's Melzor?
He kind of
I
sneezes
thought that's
in
what
the
you meant
background.
by Stinky Relic.
Yeah, that's what I thought
It's a little bit racist, but
too.
okay.
They're both halflings.
It would technically be Relic and Stinky Relic.
Yeah, Malazor comes in a little late because he's brought an armful of plants, and he's like, I got everybody.
Oh, that's good. That's perfect. Good stuff. You brought the good shit.
I brought Ghost and Peter and Lexi and Meredith and
Look. Oh,
Tony
Tony, look,
headband?
it looks great. Wonderful. I'll see what I've got for you, Kai.
Cool. That's great. The Moonboy forgive me. I don't remember entirely how the amulet works. Is it once a day or is it at will?
Oh, it's once a day, and you used it for today.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, there's that. I was gonna say, well, I thought I still had the charge for tonight's rest. I thought this was gonna be like to waste it on that.
Once a
Probably
day.
should have asked
Oh,
that
so we can't use the thing.
first. But didn't I use it last night for us to sleep?
So somebody's not
Correct.
sleeping tonight.
Okay. Well, our
Do we know that Mind Flayers have some sort of brain scanning radar? Did I miss that? I don't remember.
No,
ever
we don't
getting this.
know. This
no,
is,
we will be able
Actually-
to sleep tonight because there's no charge, so I couldn't have used it anyway.
I will fully give you the retcon choice here. You can either choose to have used it, like you gathered everybody and like waited to see if it was an issue and used it, or you can have not have used, or yeah, you can pick which one if you've used it or not used it. You can pick either one.
Okay, well,
Just
I
let me
wanted
know.
to. Here's the way that I thought things went down. I thought we used this last night to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
This was a new day, so I had one charge that I would use tonight to go to sleep.
That's correct.
And I figured that we would run in here and I would wait for a sign from Goliath. That's what I was about to say, so I was clarifying if there was one
Okay.
charge or if it was at will. I was going to say, I'm going to hold on to this and you need to tell me if you see them following, because then I'll spend it, but we've only got one chance.
Absolutely, totally. I mean, so that's totally fine with me.
Okay.
So you've not used it. Goliath has given you like, I don't see anyone, I don't see anything, and yeah, it does not seem like the Nautiloid is pursuing you at this moment, because you even kind of like, if you want to like stall just a little bit, just to kind of like send Besner back a little bit maybe to see if anything is coming up this tunnel, it's not currently.
Are there ever any rocks in this? No, never mind.
I think we're kind of in a rock, right?
We're in a tunnel.
we're in like
We're in like a big
we're in like a brambly tree tunnel.
tangly
know how rocky
goblin
it
We're in
is.
like a big bush.
fort.
So we're just jamming through the
Just
tube.
going.
I think
Yeah,
we
it-
press
yeah.
on if we've given them
Yeah.
the slip.
Yeah, as fast
The
as
spell
we
lasts
can.
10 minutes, Harlan.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, this is, you all, just a reminder, you all are in like the sorry to say a TikTok phrase, but you've gone into the thick of it here, and you've
That phrase was definite.
Yeah.
TikTok cannot
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah.
No,
I
that
know
is
my
a-
brain started going into the
that
thick
is
of
a-
it. Yeah.
regular term.
Just
Yeah.
Harlan, I'm right there with you. I hate that thing.
Thank you for being poisoned by the internet like me. So yeah, you all are amongst, you're in the planet garden, which as you go closer and closer to the center, it gets thicker here, and these have a lot of natural open pathways inside of, like, imagine when I don't know if you did this when you were a kid, but I definitely did, where you like go into a thicket and you can like find the pathways
Absolutely.
that are like naturally inside of there. So there's a lot of natural pathways, but there are these carved out tunnels, things that have been created by these ships that are like
Sure.
the cutters of the goblins and other like spell jamming pathways here.
Wow. Holy moly. So the whole planet of garden is like this?
Yeah, it is a archipelago of planets. So it is, imagine like if a tree got pulled up and it was just the root system was a planet.
Yes.
That is what it is. Yeah.
All right.
Do you? I'll turn to Gluck and be like, "Does this look familiar? Are we going the right way?"
He's like, yeah, definitely. I will say I rode on ships. I didn't really steer them. So it does look like garden. And I know that I came through the pathway to Skull Goblin King. So he's like, I've got my map. I can
Yeah.
pull that out here.
But we haven't gotten to the castle yet, obviously.
Oh no! But you see those. A good sign there is, and he points to a couple of like redder, larger rocks that are enveloped by vines and roots. He's like, "That's a good sign because that is."
Are we still in the helm room?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're all piled up, waiting to see.
But-
what
Oh, he's
I guess
pointing
I
on
thought-
his map. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I was thinking that we could all see, but we're not all jamming. We're in the basement.
Yeah, kind of cowering.
Click sits on the floor and starts playing dice.
Well, Kai can see through. Kai can see through Bessner.
I can. We're all clear.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I got distracted by the
Nope, we are in the basement.
location.
Cannot see.
Yeah.
I think we
sorry,
have to
trying
push
to point
on.
out location here, but absolutely, yeah. He kind of like he refers to some of the rocks that you saw beforehand, and while you all are still in the helm room here, he's like, I saw some of those signs, so it means we're getting closer. And he pulls out his map, which you all can see here. In case if you want to pull it up in a second, it is the Cove of the Bones map. As you all are still in the section of the Cove of the Bones a bit, you all are just closer to the Skull Goblin territory.
I wonder if the Skull Goblin King knows that there's mind flayers in his garden.
Gluck is like, it's pretty strange. I have never seen a nautiloid down here, I will say. I've poked around a bit, even just traveling here and there, and that's crazy. I've never seen a nautiloid in my life.
Perhaps the favor we pay to the Goblin King is attempting to clean up his mind flayer problem.
Perhaps
The ice cream.
there's also that.
Easier solution. I mean, if we do the mind
Kai.
thing instead, that's more ice cream for all of
The ice cream should be a last resort.
All right.
We need it for
Yeah, I look down
dessert.
to where most of my ice cream is all over my shirt, where
Your
I
shirt
dropped
gets
it
an
in
HP
fright.
bonus.
I'm like sucking it out of my shirt.
God, man. Where
I
is
do love it.
Windrider? It's good. It's amazing.
Cool, yeah, so you all can travel on for a bit here and just navigate this I would, aesthetically, I would imagine this sort of like an underground river, only it's all plants all around here as you're just floating through this dark open hallway that is lit up
there.
by the light of the ship.
I also feel like it's almost like tornado vibes, like this is not a drill, mind flayer sighted, and we're all kind of huddling near the captain and this weird thing that these guys haven't seen.
Do I have any idea, based on my knowledge of magic or mind flayers, whether this non-detection thing will help us, or if we're just hamstringing our visibility here?
Yes, but you need to roll a history check. All the while, Dingham Nidris is going, Cobble, how is your fear of death? And Cobble's like, wow, it can talk? What is happening? She says, and she just kind of looks nervous and backs away. Goat is just staring at the helm, kind of not saying anything, but is back to the back of the room a little bit. And Gluck is like, what? Is this unusual? Do you all not know about this? I've never met a spelljamming helmet that could talk, but this is new to you? Kind of looking around confused.
It's not particularly special. Klik tries to kind of brush it off to this stranger that we have in the party that is now looking at our deepest, darkest secret.
Yeah.
Roll a deception check.
Sure, we'll give that a shot, won't I?
I gave him disadvantage on his insight check because he trusts you so deeply.
Well, that's an 8.
He got a 5. So there we go. That disadvantage. He's like, got it. Cool. Easy. Yeah. He's looking. If you're nonchalant, he's nonchalant.
I
Yeah.
love it.
22 history.
They're if they are if the let me think how to say this. With a 22 history, they're with a ship like a nautiloid. There's probably powerful magic involved, so the nautiloid. Well, hold on. Let me think about this. Sorry. We're getting into like confusing territory. So I just want to say
Hit me with those magical enigmas, baby. That's
Yeah,
where I live.
yeah. You know that there are mind flayers who innately have sentient detection. You know that things like the intellect devourers that you've encountered before also kind of have like a shark in the water sense of intelligence as well. But you also know that at this point you've been traveling for like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and if they could detect you, they've probably already detected you.
Yeah, I haven't cast this spell yet. So I mean, if it's time to leave,
My illusion
Yeah,
is
Kai's
definitely
gonna, after
gone away.
thinking about that, Kai's gonna be like, alright, let's clear out of here for now.
All right.
If we need to, we'll reconvene, but they can
can
smell brains more than they cast spells. But I think it's a good idea for all non-combatants to stay below decks.
Okay.
Why is everyone looking at me? Let's move.
I didn't want to stay in here anyway. He
I was talking
fight.
mostly to the crew, not to the party.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, Relic looks around and goes, so we should stay specifically in this room?
Go to your bunk, Relic.
Spooky Goliathan? Or...
Don't we
Leave
need
Goliath
Relic
into
on the
his work.
ballista?
All right, Relic, go ahead and go up to the ballista.
And
You're
we
a
need-
combatant.
Go to load it?
Right, Goat, you're
Yes.
technically a non-combatant. You're an essential worker. You're a frontline team member. So
Yes.
thank you.
Get up
Here's,
there and
here's some coupons.
make subs.
Don't we need Cobble in the crow's nest? I'm just like being an asshole now. Or
you look over at Cobble's like walking toward the helm and it's like clearly thinking about touching it. She's
Yeah,
got,
no. Klik jumps at her and hisses.
Oh, what? I'm just gonna touch it.
Don't
Don't
touch.
touch it.
You
He's
shouldn't
touching
touch it. Yes, that's why
Yeah,
you
and
shouldn't
look-
touch it.
Look how good he looks.
Goliathan looks over and is like, what? And like his mouth and his eyes all of them moving together at the same time.
Yeah.
He goes, oh yes, I do look spooky during this because our consciousness are being shared. So we're like a little puppet and watch. And Ding Omnidris like rolls her eyes around and like moves it and moves it and moves it. And Goliathans are like kind of, his like head is doing the same, and it's quite disconcerting as it looks like a puppet like being moved around.
Deeply troubling.
Honestly, I'm less worried about Dingham Nidris's effect on Cobble and more on Cobble's effect on Dingham Nidris.
Exactly. I don't
The last thing we need is a
Right.
depressed helm.
Or for her to touch it while there's someone else attuned to it and somehow scramble all of their brains.
No,
Yes.
we don't need to put Cobble inside Goliathan's brain.
Right.
Oh, it would be such a tight squeeze.
Some
It's
sort
so
of,
This
small.
would be a gross mental thruple.
some sort of Cobliathan.
Cobble's like, I'm going to my cabinet, and she like goes out and
Come back, Goliath Hobble.
Goliath Obnidris.
Goliath Obnidris.
this
Ding
game is
Liathobble.
for really like competing with Forgotten Realms dragon names for like the most complicated names.
Jeez.
I'm proud of that. Okay, cool. So everybody who is a combatant goes out on the top of the deck of the ship here. And what are you all doing as you all are just kind of like floating down this?
definitely looking at our
Stay on guard.
trail.
I I will go up to the crow's nest if we don't have a cobble up there.
Okay.
Klik will take point on the ship and just try and keep an eye out the front for exits or other threats, which there are many in.
Yes, that's a
Garden.
good idea.
And presumably we're looking for the Goblin King, right?
Yes,
So,
Gluck looks at you to, and kind of like, he's like, no, I got this. And he speaks in this kind of like hissing voice a little bit. It's just kind of like slow but like gets there. Of yes, we are trying to find the territory of the Skull Goblin King, and any goblins we find there will take us to their palace. And he gives you 4 thumbs up.
Wait, who was that?
That was
Gluck.
Gluck, yeah.
That was
He's
Gluck's
speaking common too.
Speaking very good common
I see, I
words.
got it.
Good job, Gluck.
it's
difficult with the
Nidrathin, by the way.
Very good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, what are you all doing out on the deck here as you all are floating through?
Watching for danger. Watching for goblin sign.
Yeah, Sky's going to keep an eye on our rear, or whatever it's called on the ship. And just watch for.
I think everybody's extremely tense on the deck and is quiet and braced,
Yeah.
watching.
Do we see any other tunnels? Have we gone by any other tunnels?
No, there seems to be no offshoots here. It just seems to be a carved out path.
We should
Okay.
prepare for the possibility if there are mind flayers here. This whole place could be compromised, flayed, thralled.
Flayed.
Maybe this is what's going on your home planet, Klik.
Maybe.
Gluck's seen it. You've never seen mind flayers before, right?
Nah, it's big, tall folks in masks. Some short folks too. Range of sizes, but all wearing masks, doing
What kind of
business
masks?
deals. It's not as much taking over. It's more of just handshakes.
Maybe, Gluck, with your permission, I could look at the memory and maybe I'll recognize them?
What do you mean, look at my memory?
Well, I could use magic and look at your mind.
Fiddle around in there.
He looks at you and says in Kreen, clicking. It's like, is he can do the psionics? Do the sharing of thoughts?
It's not psionics necessarily, but it's similar.
His magic is
I trust him.
strong and cunning.
Okay. I trust you wholeheartedly, he says to Klik. And he walks over to you, Flute, and puts his forehead against yours and goes, go for it.
I'll take this worn
Which he has to
copper
stoop
coin.
so far to do
Yeah,
that.
I'm pretty
It's
Truly.
like 2.5
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah.
I'll take out my worn copper coin used expressly for this purpose, and I'll kind of thumb it on his head, and I'll say, okay, just remember what you saw. And I'll cast Detect Thoughts. And this is something that came up the other night when I was playing a game. He has to make a wisdom saving throw, but if he wants someone to see inside his mind, does he make the wisdom saving throw with disadvantage? Does he skip the wisdom
I
saving
think you can
throw?
purposely fail it, right?
Okay. I don't know. That's what I was asking Harlan. But he does... There is a wisdom saving throw involved to see how deep I can go into his mind.
I think that the first one's free. Like, not just surface level. Like, he can...
Yeah. At surface level, there's no wisdom save. I can just
Yeah.
kind of see
Yeah.
just his general day-to-day stuff. But
What?
can I see this memory at surface level?
Yeah, I think so. I think the way I'm ruling this is he can intentionally fail the first wisdom saving throw, and in order for you to push back past that, he is also going to have to participate and kind of like be able to have the ability to open his mind up enough to share with you. So the first one, yes, absolutely. So what you see here, or you go for it. What are you doing here when you cast a spell?
I'm just trying to see what, because I asked him to remember it. So do I see it here at the surface level? Did he dredge it up for me?
Yeah, you see this open plain here, and you immediately kind of like recognize the sky has this like greenish tint to it that you would pick up now that you've been inside of Garden as being the sky of Garden when you're inside of here. This kind of like lit up plant ceiling, but it's very far up, and there is this like rocky plain in and around, and there's like foothills and kind of like terrain throughout. So it seems like a very carved open area that resembles a planet more than any place that you've been inside of Garden so far. And you see these kind of like mounds that are built up and glowing all throughout. It kind of looks like what Andrew would know as an apartment building, but is like a living facility that looks something between like an apartment building and a colony. An anthill, a beehive, kind of like up above the ground, and you're seeing through Gluck's eyes, so you see a small group of some very, very tall, like 12 feet tall, some smaller, more eye to eye with Gluck, walking up toward it, and Gluck seems to be walking this way, and they're walking this way, and they are wearing masks that you recognize, Flute. As you have one, your group has one on you. What? You would recognize it as the folks who fought. You all fought
in the fall
when you all were fighting the Moon Girl. These like white masks with like red and blue lines on it. This crew of Malikations folks here, but before they were like these warriors, they was like strapped to them. They all had weapons, but these are cloaked folks. There's no weapons in sight, but they just seem to be wearing them. And the whole crew is wearing these masks. And they just kind of walk by and don't look at Gluck. And that is the memory I'm going to give you as you kind of like come out of that. And if you want to push further, you can, but Gluck's like, oh boy, yeah, that was the beginning of it. That's when they arrived. But that's the mask, right? I got you. That's what you see.
Do you have any other memories that might be helpful?
Oh, I don't know.
And none of them were dressed like Mind Flayers. Like I've seen Mind Flayers now real up close. They weren't wearing Mind Flayer robes or anything. Okay.
No, nothing. In fact, they were all just kind of like indistinguishable. It seems like a covert. Like all their cloaks were black, and with their masks on, it seemed to be specifically attempting to hide their anything but the size, their height, and it seems like to you would know that if Mind Flayers were hiding tentacles behind these masks, they were doing a very good job.
Okay,
so,
great.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not possible, but it seems like it wasn't.
Do you have any
Klik
other?
will put her hand on Gluck's shoulder and says, "It's possible that the memories that you fear the most will be the most helpful. We have to be ready for anything."
Yeah,
Just to try and help Dead dig a little deeper.
It's like,
I could go in. I could take a look deeper. You don't have to drag anything up.
Yeah, I gotta do a little drag to get you there, though. Hold on. He's like, Flute, can you roll a persuasion check here?
Pounds of beer. Smokes a cig.
Eat some ice cream.
Persuasion.
I was gonna say that Klik offers some ice cream.
Yeah.
Spoonful of the good shit.
Klik, can you roll a persuasion check real quick?
Oh, yes.
I got an 18.
Not that good. Persuasion is a 9.
Okay, cool. Flute, he's like, okay, I mean, let's do this. We can try.
Cool.
And if you this time when you come up there and you the spell still going, you like push a little deeper in there, and you see a circle of these masked men, and interwoven with them, like standing in the circle with them, are Kreen, and it's almost. This time you don't see the landscape, you don't see the place. It's almost them sitting by themselves. And you can feel like a foggy haze that is the spell not quite pulling the memory up. And there's a murmur, almost a chant between them. And the Kreen step back and the masked robed folks step forward. And you just see like the ground move aside as a big hulking figure starts to step up and rise in the middle of them, and then you just hear "Ah!" and a hiss as Gluck steps back from you. He's like, I can't do it right now. Whatever. Oh, that feels so bad. It's what boy. He's like, I'm not being emotional. Whatever just happened, I could feel it in my whole body. I'm sorry. I need to stop for today. He rolled a natural 20 on his wisdom saving throw.
Wow.
Against you.
All right.
And so he is spooked a bit. He is shaken. He's like, yeah, well, I wasn't just remembering things. Something that I could feel it. And, he's like, I'm sorry. I feel like I connected.
That's right. We've seen those masks before. We even have some on the ship. Malachation and his assassins wore the same masks.
Who is that? I don't know who that is, Gluck says.
So the Meridian Tract is on Garden.
I don't know, but it seemed like almost like a cult, and then there was something huge and horrible came out of the ground, but I didn't see what it was. But it wasn't mind flares, and it does seem to be all different.
And the Kreen were assisting with this?
There were Kreen there.
He said, I told you, the elders know.
But not just Kreen. They were very tall folks and short folks. It could have been any races.
If the Meridian Tract is here, and they're behind whatever is happening on Judorian, the presence of the Mind Flayers could be connected. It's possible. They've worked together before.
But they're not warriors. So, why didn't the Kreen just fight them off?
Because
you said that they're just men.
I told you they're not. It's not. They're in on it. They're doing it. They're willingly letting them do it. He says, upset at this point now. Between being rattled by this and this, he's like, this is why I wanted to leave. It's because it's not just that they've been defeated or they need saving. They need saving from themselves because the elders are allowing them to do this. It's a deal that they've worked out.
I'm going to help Gluck sit down and give him an ice cream.
The Flayers, they must be involved. They must be controlling the council. There's no way that they would allow this. I just can't. Not the council that I know. They would never participate in the destruction of their own clutch. That's not what we do.
We must keep open minds. It's possible that there is some sort of magical control or other control at play, or it's possible that, well,
I think
anyone is
open minds
corruptible.
might be the last thing we need to have.
If we defeat the Mind Flayers, it'll release the hold on the council, and they'll rise up and stop this. There's no. We just have to free them. That's all. Right?
Perhaps.
Whatever was in the ground was huge, and not any mind flayer creature I've ever seen.
Well, we've defeated Mind Flayers, and we've defeated the Meridian Tract, so this is no problem. This is no problem. And she'll turn to Gluck and sort of put her hand on his shoulder and send a mental message to him that just says, "Thank you for showing me the way home," and she'll skulk off a little bit. Was definitely rattled by the sort of visceral nature of the memory.
Cool. I love that. Moonboy. Can you give me a perception check?
Of course. Can I do so with guidance? I imagine Moonboy is doing his kind of hand binoculars and guiding himself up here on the roof. Or not the roof.
It's the
crow's
best.
nest.
The best
Yes.
reason to have guidance on your own perception check I've ever heard of.
As soon as
As
Moonboy
long-
does it, his hands glow like monoculars.
As long as
Doing
because
this one.
Yeah.
Absolutely the Batman hands.
I beg if you every time you use guidance now, can you be like doing hand gestures that like to like be like, oh, I'm pulling a rope.
Sure, absolutely.
I love it.
Better
Yes.
than the poems
Doing a
you did
little-
at the beginning.
Moon
Doing a little improv
Mimery.
object work.
Nothing beats the poetry of the moon. Dirty 20.
All right. There is a as you see your friends kind of like talking below. You're up on in the crow's nest here, and you get like a drop of dirt on your head here.
Oh,
And if you look around,
man. Right
you notice
on
it's
my-
because the walls are
hat.
shaking just a tiny little bit.
Oh. Guys. Hey, man. Look up here. I shout down.
What is it, Moonboy?
Yeah?
There's some sort of a hedge quake happening. Look. All around you.
I'll take out the rocky target. Captain, the tunnel shaking? Can we go any faster?
Oh, sorry, that was me. I'm the captain. I was like, what? I was waiting. I love it. I love it when I get waiting for a response. Yeah, you. The captain's like, I don't see any tunnels around here. Just going forward. I mean, there's only one way forward here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can I see anything that, I mean, from up here in the crow's nest, anything that might be causing this? Any source?
Is this an occurrence I would recognize?
Absolutely roll a. Let's have you roll a perception check too.
That is a dirty 20.
It is absolutely not. It's quite a natural. If he points it out, it is some real Jurassic Park when the water is bouncing vibes, where it's like this is disconcerting as you see the walls are like moving a little bit.
We've all seen Jurassic Park on this ship.
Yeah. Oh, it's a classic.
This is a weird request, but like, can I reach out with my like magically attuned senses and see if there's any strange magical happenings in the vicinity?
Absolutely. You can roll a Arcana check. Moonboy, since you're a druid, you can roll a nature check. And Klik, you can roll a survival check here.
Critical fail.
Great.
Ooh, I kind of chunked mine too. We'll see.
Now she is
gotta-
fully panicking. This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen here. None of this happens. What's going on? What is happening to my planet? She's
I
like,
got a 10. Dirty
Yeah,
10 on the nature.
I'll sort of put a affirming hand on Klik's shoulder and close my robot eyes and reach out with my senses, and it's a 25.
This is nothing magical at all is happening.
I remove my affirming hand. Nothing magical is happening. Earthquake.
yeah,
Can we go
Klik
faster?
starts to actually climb the sails in panic.
Oh
Is trying to get as high as she can.
no! Do I see anyone
like-
gaining behind us?
It's like before there's a tsunami.
Roll a perception check.
And all the mantis people climb into the trees, you know?
Yeah. mhm.
Oh no.
Oh,
I was. It's like a dog. Yeah, when it's my dog
Yeah.
whenever fireworks go
Oh, yeah,
off,
she's
they're just,
hiding
like,
under
for
the
the
bed
next
for
10
sure.
minutes. Yeah.
Go get Klik's thunder shirt. I
I will get to work on one of those right away.
Oh
Yes,
my
like
gosh.
little-
It's got 4 arms
yeah,
and
little
hugs are
armholes.
so tight. Oh.
That sounds like crucial artifice if I've ever heard of any.
I got an 18.
You see nothing behind you, but as you look to the side, on the aft side of the ship, the vines just seem to be going away here and there. They just seem to be being sucked back like threads from a shirt just being pulled out.
We're losing our tunnel? Something is sucking up the vines? Gluck, do you know what does this?
Oh yeah, that's what it's like. What the cutters do when cutters come through here, when like goblin cutters, they just come through and it's like they're mawing away at it. So one of the signs, one of them showing up, is vines that connect for a long way getting pulled out of there. So like probably a goblin cutter is just about to pop through.
Have you ever seen a goblin cutter rattle the walls of a planet?
No, it's probably just a big one. And as he says that, you see a large purple tentacle just burst through the wall
Good God.
and start to rip it open. And another one shows up, and the wall itself is just opened up as the nautiloid has climbed its way through the thick of.
Oh my
I will
god.
instantly cast Hypnotic Pattern at that entry point that it's climbing through in a 30-foot cube.
We will go straight to initiative here then after we cut to a quick break where we drink
Found us!
yeah. Oh, Jordan.
Horrifying.
I was like, when you were like, oh, maybe I didn't cast it, I was like, great, here is my pathway back to combat. All you have to
Well-
do is not cast it.
You didn't need to. I never cast it.
Didn't
Yeah,
cast
yeah.
what?
I didn't
They
cast,
they specifically have things that find sentience in a certain range, and so when you didn't cast detect, I'm not roasting you. I was
no.
like, at all. Like,
I
it was-
listen. I knew
yeah.
it was. I knew it was always a possibility. And
They also could have found
yeah.
us with, like,
thought we
third-grade
got away.
detectives logic. Okay, the illusion frog came in through that tunnel. The other illusion left through the tunnel we went through. Ergo, whoever's doing this surely went through the last tunnel in the cavern.
Nah, we got him
Andrew,
good.
You know I love it when you say ergo.
All right, let's cut to break here. We'll be right back. We'll
right.
see you in 5 minutes. We'll be right back.
Oh,
just gonna take a quick
boy.
break. See you soon. All right. Tostadas. We're
Tostadas.
back. Everybody get them. Tostadas. Sorry. All right. Serious, scary mind flayer.
We're being
shit.
attacked by terrifying monsters, Silas.
Yeah.
I know. I'm having. That's the problem. Is I'm having a
Glad
great time.
You're having a good time.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, this monstrous ship rips through the wall of this tunnel that you're in, tears it apart, and pulls itself through. And I would like all of you to roll initiative.
Just like
As we
the
have
big dice that Andrew gave me for this one.
Did I get that
One-
spell up before initiative or no?
No, sorry. Yeah, I just kind of did a cinematic
Whoa.
of it, but we're gonna initiate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I appreciate
Andrew,
you
I
pushing
decided
for
to
it.
roll that giant wooden dice that you gave me, which I
Yeah.
never do because it's way too big for my dice tray. Rolled a natural 20 on it.
Hell yeah, dude.
I rolled
wow,
my first check over a 10 today, and it's a 12.
Hey.
I got a
secret
9.
9. All right. Throw that in there. I've got secret DM Ted here helping me with the initiative order, so he's writing them down as you shout them out. A 24 from Kai,
Correct.
and then Moonboy, what'd you get?
That's a 17
All
for the
right.
boy.
And Klik, do you want to roll for Gluck as well, as he's going to be in the initiative order? Flute, would you like to roll for
What's his modifier?
+2?
5.
Great.
You sit back, Gluck.
And then Flute, would you like to roll for the Relic Goat duo on the ballista? Andrew, do you want to roll
What's
for
that?
Do you want to roll for the Flute Relic duo on the ballista?
Yes, sorry.
All right, no
You mean
problem.
goat? You mean goat relic?
Oh yeah, yes. Sorry.
Sorry.
We figured it out together.
They rolled a 4, so whatever they get.
All right, they get +3 to that. So we have got the initiative order here as the ship pulls through the wall, and
Is the ship on the initiative order, like Goliathan?
He is, yes.
Okay.
Oh
So-
boy.
Great. Let's do a little spell. Let's do a ship-to-ship fight here.
That
See
worked
how
out
this
so well
goes.
last time we did one.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
No
you still won that
jumping.
fight.
Does
Yeah.
the Nautiloid have an anchor?
What if I
Yeah,
pull on a tentacle, like,
Whatever
really
tentacle
hard?
they use to land?
Yeah, you absolutely can find out. Just go deep in there alone, and you'll find out.
Prostate of the Nautiloid.
Okay, so first up here is going to be Kai. You're at the top of the initiative order here.
Okay, how far away, just for my own knowledge of the tactics of our situation, how far away from us is the Oh, I see.
It's on roll
the map.
20.
Yeah, there is a map, a wonderful map here that Joshua Smith did the background
Incredible.
in both ships. It's so good.
Can I see anyone?
Rocks.
And can I see what can I see on deck of the Nautiloid?
Roll a perception check. This is not your action.
All right.
And also, if you want to put yourself in a different spot on deck, you absolutely can. I just threw those tokens on there quickly, so feel free to move yourself into a different spot.
Yeah. All right. That's going to be a 6.
All right, yeah. You recognize the outcropping of the ship as you have been on one of these before. You know that there is a wide open deck on the lower part of it above the big tentacles that are on this shelled ship. For those of you who don't know, a nautiloid is a big spiral shell and this ship has tentacles coming out of the bottom of that spiral, and that is what the ship is. So yeah, there's a lower layer right next to the tentacles there that is kind of like open into the middle of the ship, and you can kind of like see movement, but nothing really there. And then up top here, you do see ballista shooters as well, kind of like turning and aiming toward you, but that's all you can see is the eyes that are big kind of red glass windows that let just fractured light into the ship, kind of across the corner here. So.
Got it. First of all, I'm going to my battle armor will flare with magical energy, forming a sort of geometric pattern that then disappears around me, as I will use my defensive field and gain some temporary hit points. And then, can I just hold my action, which will be to take a shot, 2 shots with the Arcane Obliterator, and just say that the trigger will be when I have a target, either when one of their ballistas fires, or so I can see someone on their deck.
Yeah, you're trying to either when you're trying. I mean, you can, if you have the distance of 150 feet, you can just shoot it at the ballista. You don't need to see the person; just know the spot of the ballista.
I want to be able to wait for a ballista to fire, maybe, so I can see where the gunner might be, or until someone else appears on deck. Can I do that?
Cool. Absolutely. But first, I'm going to highlight the new cool Battle K.A.I art that Jordan did here. I'm going to throw it on the roll as well so you can see it.
Yeah. Oh, he looks like a D battery.
Truly thick like a D battery. Let's please make that a thing on Twitter.
I love him.
Ooh, she thick like a D battery.
Perfectly circular flat head.
and a certain amplitude.
Jordan,
Be drained.
really
It's
entered
awesome.
yourself
That's
here with this
sweet.
like.
She's filled with toxic liquid.
I was, yeah, I was pumped with that one.
So
the last Battle K.A.I was a weird struggle for me, so it was nice to retackle.
You totally redeemed yourself from a problem only
Totally
you created
redeemed. Well,
yourself.
thank you. we went with kind of a Warhammer 40K situation on him this time.
I love it.
Great. So Kai, you have
I'm
prepared
holding
for if there's any
shots with
shot.
the Obliterator.
Yeah.
Or if there's a shot from one of the ballistae that gives me a better view, or if I see a target on the deck of the Nautiloid more clearly between now and my next turn, I'm going to shoot it.
Got it. Great. Okay, cool. And that's gonna bring up Moonboy. You're next here.
Great, far out. Bummer, actually.
I know, it's
I wasn't ready for it. Okay, so remind me, what are these people that we can see on deck?
They are people who are next to the ballistas. One of them in a similar pattern that Goat is standing next to your ballista, and Relic is shooting it. Seems to be there are 3 of them, and that there's like 2 at each one. But you're welcome to roll a perception check to see
I did
what
not
you
even
about
see
them.
that.
Dang it.
How high are we off the ground?
You are 30 feet off the ground.
Hypothetically.
Okay. Moonboy is going to fly out over the edge. He's going to use his full movement, 30 feet, and I'd like to start flying downward.
Sure.
And I'm gonna try to kind of stealth within range of these dudes. Let's actually see what the distance on this spell is. Can't quite reach. But I am going to cast Eclipse on myself, which is basically the Sanctuary spell that we reflavored as some Moonboy-ish. And that is a you'll know if I need to use it.
Great.
But yeah, the Moonboy kind of flickers and seems almost like a strangely negative image of himself for a brief moment. And I don't think I can do anything else in this moment. Yes, I can. I can use my action as a bonus action to take my no, I can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't use your. You can't do a bonus action. You can't do 2 bonus actions in a turn, even if you don't use an action. But you've cast Sanctuary Area on yourself. There's like this. Moon
Can I use my
glitch to you?
Can I use my action to try to kind of hide?
Oh yeah, you can take the hide action. Absolutely.
Okay. I'll do as such.
Yeah, especially if you fly down a little bit too. You're just kind of like down amongst the vines here that make up the ground. You can get about that will put you at 0 feet. Well, I guess you couldn't go all the way down because if you're 30 feet from the ground and you moved out 20 feet, so you can go about 10 feet down. But you can absolutely just kind of like.
Okay, so we'll say 20 feet out, 10 feet down. Would you say that this is moony terrain?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
It's covered in foliage.
Good try.
Yeah, it's not big.
It's like vines and stuff.
Sounds like somebody's never heard of Endor.
Yeah.
Who's the dork now? Okay, here comes Stealth Rolio. That's a 17, and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and use my own reaction to add that d6 to it, make it a dirty 20.
Let's go. All right, Ted, secret GM. If you could note that Moonboy got a dirty 20 on his stealth check when that comes into play. So good turn. Next, Klik, you were gonna be up here.
So I have a terrifying question.
How?
This brown spike coming out of the front of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that a very dexterous person like myself could stand on?
Oh boy.
Absolutely 100%. I will say in the art that you currently see, it is a part nautiloid, so it is when the nautiloid is sitting on the ground, all of its tentacles kind of like wrap around this front spike here that acts as, like, your ship has one too. It's kind of like a guiding point. And not meant for battle, more so just other functions. And but right now these tentacles are
poking
out. And
You made it sound like it's for like ship sex.
How do you think
For
we get
making
nautiloids?
babies.
Huh?
Where do you think ships come from?
Yeah, I'll
It's
tell
the
you when you're older.
Spelljammer.
Campaign is young.
Okay.
Okay, and yeah, but right now all the tentacles are furled out, so you will be walking down a gangplank surrounded by, 40-foot long tentacles, but you're absolutely welcome to do that.
Sweet.
Do it.
I'm going to take my action, and I'm going to take a potion of greater invisibility.
Hell yeah! It is a bonus action to take a potion yourself, so...
Well, I would like to use my bonus action to fucking jump.
Okay.
So can I take the potion of greater as an action?
Yeah, fuck. This feels like the potion one is a homebrew rule, so I feel lenient on that one.
Okay.
You drink it slow. You really you let your hair do
the
it.
cork really
You're
got
in a
stuck in there.
Pepsi
So you
Oh
gotta-
yeah. Well, okay. So Klik is now completely convinced, I think, that the Mind Flayers are in control of her planet and that she needs to fuck shit up in order to return it to its balance. So she pops the cork. Oh yeah.
I want to pause you real quick and have you do a perception check with advantage here.
I will do that.
As your friend Gluck is
Great.
helping you
18.
for reasons that will become clear exactly right now. As you see, with an 18, you see at each of these ballista shooters, strapped into them are a fish folk something you've come across before, but right next to them, loading up the ballistas, are a Kreen at each one of them. So you see that there are 3 Kreen on the ballista deck of this Mind Flayer ship, of this Nautiloid, that seem to just be loading up each of these ballistas.
So I've seen creatures that have been possessed by a Mind Flayer before.
Yep.
Can I see if they are possessed from where
You are,
I'm
because you are 160 feet away, I will say you cannot tell intricately enough if they are possessed or not. So you don't know if they're acting on their own will from where you are right now. But you can drink an invisibility potion and go run onto the enemy ship and be closer to them if you'd like to.
It's a pretty bad idea, but so when I updated for chat, when I updated Klik to the more recent Psi-Knight, her Psi-Powered Leap was updated. It says you can gain a flying speed equal to twice your walking speed until the end of your current turn. Once you take this bonus action, you can't do so until you finish a short or long rest unless you spend a psi die to do it again. So that means that my walking speed is 40 feet. So I can gain a flying speed of 80 feet this turn.
It's so fucking crazy.
So if you dash, you could move 160 feet?
I believe so. I think I could really go.
Holy crapazoid.
I guess there would have to be 2 jumps. No.
Yeah.
Because it's a flying
No, it's
speed.
until end of turn.
Right, and it's a fly speed. Never mind.
It's a bonus action, though. Dash is an action?
So with the way the build of this specific character is worded, you could move 80 feet with your fly speed, and then you could dash for another 40 feet, because you're not doubling that bonus that you get, you're doubling you're using your walk speed as your action. So you could move 120 feet on your turn as you walk, and then leap so much that you have fly speed, so you are straight up just mantising through the air for 80 feet. And you have 40 feet of walking outside of that.
Any chance she recognizes these Kreen from this distance?
Not within 18, no.
Okay. She's going to chug a potion of greater invisibility, and she is going to leap. Or fly. She's going to make a Psi-Powered Leap and jump 80 feet through the air to, I believe this is as far as Klik can make it. And
I just picture this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I just picture this as like a martial arts movie level of flying, where you are moving in a way that does not make sense at all, but you're just kind of through this area.
I love it.
It's a Luigi double jump.
Martial arts movie, Luigi double jump.
Yeah.
Woo!
It totally makes sense, though. You do like a second psychic jump.
Yeah.
Push off of the air with your psychic powers.
All anime style.
I have a question about the order of operations here. Do we see Klik jump, or does she disappear and then she jumps?
She drank it first,
Potion
so we have no idea where she went or what she did.
Understood.
Yep. And that is all I can do. That's my bonus action reaction.
If anyone ever wonders why I make it easy on folks, it's because Andrew is always there being like, nope, we have no idea, making it hard on everybody.
That's why I asked.
That's just how she described it. Sorry.
I know. I'm just being... okay, cool. So it is now... Flute, it is now your turn.
Narc. I have a wire that goes right to Arlen's headphones.
Yeah, but only when you're playing Flute.
Yeah.
Good, Andrew. Yes. Flute, it is your turn, actually.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, great.
Get stitches.
Speaking of narcs, I'm going to run down the stairs. I'm going to run up next to K.A.I and look over that ship, and I'm going to whisper, do you remember how to shut that down like you did last time?
I can try.
I can take us right to that room.
I'll give it a shot.
All right, I wrap my arm around K.A.'s waist, and I hum a little bardic inspiration in his ear as my bonus action, and I will cast Dimension Door exactly into the spell-jamming room that I remember us going to last time.
Wait, before you take us, I'm like, hang on, I held my action, and I'll just do it when we get in the room, never mind. I was going to shoot at a ballista, but maybe there'll be a guy in there.
Wait, is
There
this the
will
same?
be a guy in there.
Is this the same ship?
It is a nautiloid ship. Is it the same layout?
It
I don't know.
Well, look, I guess before I cast the mature, looking at the ship, does it look like the
Would
same?
Andrew let Andrew retcon this, Andrew?
Yeah. Obviously, I wouldn't do it if I was like, oh, it's. Does this
Two of our
appear to be
players
the
died
same?
because they appeared in a wall.
Yeah. Well, we would just get knocked back into her, but yeah, I guess can I kind of like sum up? It's like, oh yeah, this is like.
Oh God, this is
It's
worse
not
than
like
death.
a nautiloid command ship or something that's completely different dimensions.
you can do you absolutely can do a history check here, and it's not a difficult one to know.
Can I do one too, since he's asking?
Yes, absolutely.
I got a 14.
All right.
All right. Hang on.
And what did you get here, Kai?
I got a dirty 20.
It looks nearly exactly the same.
Great.
It is clearly made. It almost looks like the same one to you when it comes out of nowhere, but you know that you scuttled that one. You know, and you can see enough that it is like there are little differences to it, but it looks almost exactly the same. Yeah.
Great. I wrap my arm around Kai's waist after giving him bardic inspiration, and I just sort of like swipe my hand through the air, create a door through space, and we shoot through into where I expect that room to be.
All right. Well, I am very glad that I prepped the interior of
What a
the ship.
move.
Then, hold on just a tiny little second here as we put this on the board. Incredible work
goodness.
there, Andrew.
Seriously.
That was. I was like, I bet they get in this ship somehow.
Instantly.
Yeah,
So-
immediately.
Incredible.
We have a bard.
Ted, Secret GM Ted, if you could add those other mind flayers to the initiative order, that would
What
be
other
great.
mind flares?
Andrew, you have apps. If you take a look at this map here real quick, you have exact memory knowledge and very similar, knowledge here, and you know that the helm is at the right in the middle here at a platform that I almost had this perfect, but I forgot the platform. Hold on. But here you are like right at the top here. So tell me, throwing it on here real quick. Yeah, because there's like a staircase over here, and it kind of like is an overhang on this map. Where do you want to place yourself? Now that I've very quickly thrown these.
I mean, I wanted to be
interior on.
in that room where Kai went in and
Yeah.
destroyed the helm last time,
But
Nice.
it is in the interior of the ship is a 3-layer open room.
Yeah.
There's the middle layer that is kind of just like an overlook. It's kind of is connected to this part of the ship where the ballista shooter deck is, and then there is on the 3rd layer up is where is the helm. It's kind of like on an outcrop that is in the center and is floating above the rest of not floating because it's attached to a walkway. But do you just want to go right to where that helm is?
I want to go right inside that room.
Okay, let's go. Well, you're saying inside the room, but there's 3 layers, so I want to know on the layers.
The Spelljammer room that's up, the helm room that's up at the 3rd level.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to be 100% sure. So, Flute, I'm gonna put you right here then. On the I see it wasn't showing on the map, but it should now. I'm gonna put you right here, and then Kai right here. You guys can put yourself anywhere if you want to be, just to be right next to each other on the
Yeah,
map.
I would be next to him.
Wonderful.
You can switch us.
And then, so you and Kai hug each other, and there's a green portal that just opens up for a second and envelops you, and you... no one knows where you went, but you all of a sudden in this very red, glowing room. It looks fleshy and is pulsating just a little bit.
Everybody drink.
Drink, chat.
Yeah.
Drink for hugs. Drink for flesh.
Swigs.
Man, I haven't said fleshy in so long, and I got it in here. As the light is refracted, that is pouring in through these windows, and you see there is this large helm that is a circular stone chair, and in it is just this bowed head mind flayer with all of its tentacles wriggling here and there, and it looks up at you with white eyes as well, as it's sitting at this helm here, and it says, "Good." And
Is this a target? I shoot him.
Yeah, best held action in history.
Wow.
I can't even argue that. Absolutely.
Legendary.
I like to think that he maybe cut. He's like, "Good."
Sorry, I was holding that.
No, you didn't.
It's a natural 20.
Back in action.
It's a natural 20.
I mean, the reaction is undeniable on that one.
Incredible.
I'm holding it wrong. Sorry.
Aaron
At
just
some
reacted
Hey,
like,
that's a 12.
like he won the Super Bowl.
I picked it up terribly, but it's right here.
That was incredible.
It's a 2. There it is.
I was a
You're
2
gonna have
that
to
time.
start fudging your rolls
There it
just
is.
so people believe you.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh,
God.
amazing.
So good. Okay.
Send me
Wow.
your dice in the mail. Send them to me. Send those. Pop
I
them
will
in a
tell you
box.
the type of dice that they are.
I have-
You can buy them.
I have a D6 that is still in dice prison for crimes that will go unmentioned.
Whoa. Did it kill somebody?
Yeah.
Did your
frankly.
D6 kill somebody?
Yeah.
Somebody choked on it.
It was driving home after the bar.
One too many.
Roll a natural 1.
All right. So I'm just going to do both attacks at once. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
The first one is a critical hit. The second one
Wang.
is going to be a 24 to hit.
Zang.
Somebody's just like shooting swamp rats back home.
You
So
said
rude. You don't even
bullseye
knock.
womp rats, my T16.
Ooh, I like that.
Jason.
Does the 24 is the second one a hit, Harlan?
What was it?
24.
Oh, absolutely. Jason Wardell on the keys. Just a reminder, if you're watching this and you don't know, we have a live improvised soundtrack every week. Jason Wardell on the keys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making
It's also
amazing
a
music.
sick damage roll. All
On
right.
those doodly doos.
That is 44 points of force damage.
Alrighty. So Ted, if you can mark off 44 points of damage
That's
that this Mind Flayer takes, and if you could roll a concentration check for it as well,
Ooh.
that is going to be it gets a So and let me know when it gets there, Ted, because we have a very fun secret DM helping me.
Was that
It's gonna be a
22 they
17.
have
That is not gonna get it. So you see when Aaron, could you give us a little description of what your attack does here?
Yeah, so we teleport into the red lit room in front of this helm throne, and the Mind Flayer in charge raises its horrible head and goes to speak, and at its first utterance as it starts to say, "Good." K.A.I goes, "Illithid!" and just a apparatus emerges from the hefty pauldron of his battle armor and whirs up and flings this bolt of brilliant energy that just hits it right in the face and eyes and sends energy crackling around its head.
Incredible.
And like blows it backward out of the chair.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So it fully comes out of the chair at this point, and you just feel the whole ship not fall, but give a similar boom throughout the room that you all have experienced with like a ship coming out of terminal speed. But here it is the captain of the ship being forcibly disconnected from the Spelljammer helm as the Mind Flayer it's like weird squid body and its nice elegant robes just kind of flops over the side here. And you have disconnected the Spelljammer from the Spelljamming helm.
Holy moly.
Wow.
This is the craziest shit. This
is the craziest shit!
I swear I, willed myself to roll a natural 20 right there. I was like, right here would be the place.
The moves. Did you just one-shot him? Did you kill that guy?
No, I think he just got knocked out of his seat.
No,
Wow.
he is still up, but he is
Buck
knocked out of
wild.
his seat. That was, man, when I was making this encounter, I was like, this one is truly unfair. And I'm so excited to finally make them afraid, and you just teleported to them.
I'm still afraid, don't worry.
I mean, the chance, there's still a lot of room for this to turn.
Don't worry, I feel okay right now. I'm just surprised.
I quite often,
okay,
that's
cool.
my secret.
This is going to be, so that is, sorry, that was Flute's turn. All of that was Flute's turn as you boom in there with this spell and you jump in there right in front of the captain and then just knock him off of the seat. It is now going to be the ship's turn, the Nautiloid's turn, which doesn't get to act because of your turn. Because of the initiative order here and what happened and the way this all panned out, the ship does not get to act on its turn. Huge.
Huge.
The ballista shooter does, though. So they are going to roll an attack roll here as you see one of them cock and just and shoot a big shot, this big bolt at the Dinger, y'all's golden spell-jamming ship. And what does that get to hit? It is a... Ted? That's my secret GM here. A 13 to hit, which is going to miss the Dinger's AC, which is 15. Andrew, do you still have that Dinger document? I would love for you to keep track of the...
You want me to be the Dinger boy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dinger boy!
I think it was 250 hit points, right?
Yeah, it's 300 hit points and 15
Dinger
AC.
stats, basic. Yeah, I got it right here.
The bolt seems to just fly right over Relic's head as it was aiming specifically for the ballista that is on your ship as well. That is now going to bring up y'all's ship's turn, the Dinger's turn. Does anyone want to give any direction on where the ship moves? Because right now there are no party members on it. So
I mean, I don't feel like we get to pick that.
Yeah,
right?
Moonboy's pretty close.
Yeah,
I think Moonboy could definitely get on the walkie-talkie and pitch ideas.
Yeah, I think we give it over to the capable hands of Goliathan and his years
of hiding from danger,
of ship combat experience,
absolutely.
It's only the second fight I've ever been in.
Defensive maneuvers.
Absolutely, no one communicated to him that you all were invading the ship, so he is going to use his movement to move away 40 feet, and he's going to move away from the ship. He said, so he's going to dash with 80, which is going to bring it over here, and that is going to bring up Goat and Relic, who are going to shoot their ballista shot back at the ship. Relic, the halfling gunner with his slicked back, greasy hair, is gonna whirl this around right next to Goat, the Goat, the Goliath, and she loads up the ballista, gets it cocked there, and he turns around and shoots, and it's gonna be a 10 to hit, so it's just gonna fly past this
Relic!
ship. Yeah, you hear Gluck, who is still on the ship, be like, give me a shot next time, buddy. What do you mean you would throw a plate or something? He kind of like heckles to him, and that's gonna bring up another ballista shot from the ship here. It's gonna come flying at you all from the deck of this nautiloid ship, this squid ship that has a ballista shooter on as well. What is that gonna be to hit, Ted? 15 to hit, so that's going to hit exactly. So a ballista bolt slams into the where Relic and Goat are, and it's going to do 25 points of damage. And so it splits apart this ballista shooter itself after it gets one shot off in this combat. It's just broken in half, and you see both Goat and Relic dive out of the way, but Relic is strapped into the ballista shooter, so he just kind of like puts his hands out and nothing happens. But the gun on your ship is broken right now. And that's going to bring up Gluck, who is going to run over and try and aid them in fixing it right away. He's going to be like, oh shit! And I'm going to run over and kind of like prop a piece back up while Goat gets up and starts to help him with it as well. And now it's going to bring up one more ballista shot, and then the captain here. As the captain rolled a 5 in initiative, very lucky. So that next ballista takes a shot here to hit and to try and hit the ship, and it does hit. It hit for with a 17, and that's going to do 14 points of damage as it slams into the side of the ship. So if you can mark off both
the dinger.
Yeah, off the dinger as well there.
That's just hull damage.
Yeah, just hull damage as it just slams into the 14. Side of the ship and it breaks apart.
Did it take other damage too?
The ballista took damage.
How many hit points did the ballista take?
It took 25 points of damage, but it was past the 20 HP marker there, which is enough for it to be broken.
Okay, got it.
And then it is now the captain's turn, we zoom back to the middle of the inside of this nautiloid ship that 2 of the people are inside of, 2 of our party members are inside of, and it looks up at you, and it's just going to go... Still good. And
just had to get that line in.
How is it speaking?
Telepathically to both.
I don't let it. I have a ring of mind shielding, and creatures can only telepathically communicate with me if I allow it. And I say, no thank you.
Delete message.
You send him to voicemail.
I leave his ass on red.
And so I need both of you all to make a wisdom saving throw as it steps up.
Kai, you have bardic inspiration.
It is an intelligence saving throw. Here.
God.
Okay. Kai, you still have 1d8.
Yeah. As it kind of like looks up at you as it stands up, and you just feel it's like a heat wave almost, but just as your vision starts to warble and the whole room is just warping for a tiny second.
Oh, fuck.
23.
That succeeds. 4. Flute, you are stunned, and you take a lot of damage.
What?
You take 17 points of damage.
All right.
And you're stunned for a minute. So yeah, you continue to just like feel your whole body just you almost like dissociate. You come out of your body here as the whole room is warbling and moving, and you can't move any of your body at all. You just watch yourself not be able to move. Kai, you feel the warble, and then it just goes away. It flatlines back, and you see this mind flayer getting up and just staring at you with black beady eyes and starting to move toward you. Just 10 feet. And that is its turn. It's now going to be back to the top of the initiative order, and it is K.A.I.'s turn.
All right. As the Mind Flayer, I shake off its psychic attack, and as it goes to rise to its feet, I'm going to shoot it again while I have it in the corner.
All right, shoot that shot.
First attack is going to be a 27, so that's a hit. Second attack is a 25, so that's going to hit. All right. That's 34 points of force damage.
All right, great. It smashes. So give us a little description here of what happens.
Just as the Mind Flayer goes to rise to its feet, K.A.I takes a sort of half step forward, holding his ground, and with one arm raises up his shield, and out of his other shoulder, the Mind Flayer is blasted once again with this brilliant energy.
The brilliant energy hits him and just as he's like leaning forward and causes this psychic attack, it just splits his face open and
Yes!
rips his body open. And So it rips his body open, and he's like lifted up, and it just withers and falls off of this balcony here. As you
K.A.I reaches forward as his body is about to fall with his thunder gauntlet, and reaches into its split head and grabs the Mind Flayer captain's brain and crushes it in his hand.
Oh, whoa.
Good.
Yeah.
K.A.I working some shit out on stage.
Yeah.
I ruined an omelet this morning! This isn't about you!
So we're gonna call it here.
No.
Come on.
K.A.I holding a squished Mind Flayer brain.
Listen,
in
I
his
think
hand.
we did it.
This like inky organ, and he just crushes with his huge fist. And as on one side of him walks one Mind Flayer up the stairs, and then up the ladder, and then right behind him another Mind Flayer walks up, and it's one that you immediately recognize as Lord Soto.
No.
Except he is missing a couple of tentacles and looks very beat up. And you, Flute, you hear him go in his head. Yes, this is them. The ones who took our ship. I will have my vengeance. And the other one says, silence! I will have our vengeance.
Uh-oh.
And, we're gonna pick
Mrs.
up
Soto?
Is there a lady Soto?
Oh my god.
Wow.
As they come up the stairs, K.A.I's just going to sort of step in front of the stunned Flute and raise up his shield as he lets the ruined brain drop from his hand.
Holy shit. Hot water, y'all.
Hot water.
Moonboy,
Hot water.
it is your turn. They're gonna get to act after you, but I just wanted to flavor their movement. But it is going to be your turn next year once we start on next week's episode. So
Okay. I'm ready.
Just think about that for.
I have all week to think about my move. I might just leave this map up and do some measurements.
Lots of triangulating.
Wild stuff.
I have a thought.
Great. Okay,
Buck
cool.
wild. They found us. I don't know how, but they
truly.
found us.
Wild shit here, y'all. Good.
The
work.
Libyans. They found me, Marty.
We've got Klik coming from one side. She's quietly invading the front here, like she is circumventing the whole situation. You've got K.A.I and Flute in the heart of it, and Moonboy who can fly in there. This is
We're not at a disadvantage as we once were, but
Yeah, I'm
Well,
just concerned
boy.
that we only have. I mean, it's K.A.I. it's K.A.I in there with
It's
two
K.A.I.
with two mind flayers. So if it
So
was
what
anyone else,
Well, we didn't, but I imagine we saw them bamf in there and then a bunch of lasers and a screamer too.
I probably should have told more than just Kai what we were doing.
Well, I was just wondering if, as my turn ends, can I just sort of speak to Goliathan and tell him to keep the ship safe?
Yeah.
Offensive maneuvers.
Yeah, your Rocky-Talkie, the magical stone that you have that communicates
Also,
between the group. You absolutely can.
I just noticed that all of our tokens are the new art tokens. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Sweet.
I love them. It's all updated. We have very cool new art for all of the characters. We should post all four of them together because they just look
for
so
sure.
cool.
I'll cook up something.
While we're talking about art, quick shout out, of course, to Jordan, who does all of our art, but also to Jason Wardell, who was live soundtracking this episode. Absolutely crushed it. Some big, scary moments in there. The rumbles in the tunnel were nuts. So huge from Jason, and once again, a big thank you to our stream director, K.A.I Drury of Tiger Moon Productions. All of those, and then we had a secret GM, Ted, behind the scenes making this ridiculous fight possible for our GM, Harlan, and all of that is possible because we have the support from patrons and subscribers like you. So if you like the show and you want to make sure that we have all of the support and cool stuff going on, please consider becoming a patron. There's some great perks and it's some exciting stuff going on. Whether you can support us financially or not, please join the Discord. Come talk about the episode, talk about what Moonboy should do on his upcoming turn in our Discord.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
We're happy to have you guys in there with your financial support or not. As always, the best thing that you can do to support the show is tell your friends about the show. Retweet the stuff on Twitter and share stuff on Instagram. Just tell people that you think might be interested that we're doing something cool over here. We're blasting mind flayers apart and with big goofs in between. But yeah, as always, thank you so much for listening every Monday. You guys are the best.
Yeah, truly. Thanks, y'all. I gotta say, I think... Oh, go for it, Andrew.
Oh, I was going to say, we have a Battle Heroes Presents Duster this Thursday, a new adventure.
Yeah.
Game Master Dylan
Holy moly.
Von Wall
Dylan Von
our
Wald.
very own Harlan Kelly as a player. London Carlisle from Spot Hidden is going to be playing. Will Podorf, Brianna Baca.
What a crew.
That's this Thursday right here on this stream.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the dungeon, the GM talk show that we do on Thursdays, everybody who is playing this game has been a guest on the dungeon. So Dylan, Brianna, London, and Will, they've all been on there. So come hang out with us. It's going to be some fun time on Thursday.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, cool.
We love you.
Yeah, thanks everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Jason, so good.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humblia, Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than heroes.